The danger's gone. It passed minutes ago. The room is safe. The threat is over. So why is your heart still slamming like it's all happening right now? So why can't you just turn it off? Why won't your nervous system calm down the second you decide it's time? Like there's no off switch at all. Here's the first thing almost nobody tells you. The part of you that fires the alarm and the part that shuts it off are two completely different systems, running on two different speeds. So when the threat is already over and you're still shaking, that is not a malfunction. That's just the gas pedal releasing way faster than the slow brake can catch up. And the scientists who study this say it flat out. The nervous system gives the body's most immediate response. Heart rate and blood pressure climb within seconds of a threat. So sit with this. The speed isn't the bug. The speed is the entire point. A smoke alarm that waits a polite few minutes before going off is a useless smoke alarm. Think about it for a second. If your distant ancestors had paused to calmly, rationally assess every rustle in the tall grass, they simply did not get to become your ancestors. And here's the good news hiding in the gas. It releases fast too. It's a short, sharp burst by design. Fire hard, then clear out. Adrenaline does not hang around for long. So if that racing, jittery feeling fades off fairly quick after the scare, that's the gas pedal doing its exact job. Fire fast, clear fast, working perfectly, start to finish. And here's one small thing you can actually do right now to help. Slow down your exhale. Just make the breath going out a little longer than the breath coming in. You're not forcing yourself to be calm. You're giving the slow brake a tiny manual nudge while the gas burns itself off. 2 or 3 slow exhales is genuinely enough to feel it shift. But here's the part that actually torments people. It's usually not the racing itself. It's the after. The danger is long gone and you're still wired, still buzzing, half an hour later. The fight is over. The risky text got sent. The meeting ended 10 minutes ago, and you're just sitting there, buzzing, completely unable to land. So why on earth won't it stop? This is where the slow system finally takes over, the brake. And the reason it's slow is simple. The brake runs on a hormone, not on a fast electrical nerve signal like the gas. That hormone is cortisol, the one we just blamed. But here's the part that surprises people. It doesn't only flood in, it also shuts itself off. The off switch is built right in. Cortisol literally signals your brain to stop making more cortisol. There's a feedback loop in there, basically a thermostat. It was never a one-way street with no way back down. So why does it feel like there's no off switch at all? Because a hormone is slow physically. It can't just vanish on command. It has to actually wash out of your bloodstream. And that washing out takes tens of minutes, not seconds. The half-life is roughly an hour when everything's running normally. You simply cannot will a chemical to drain out of you faster. So I can't calm down is really just my blood chemistry is still slowly draining. That's not weakness, that's not a lack of willpower. That's plumbing, and plumbing takes its time. But there's one specific situation that jams the brake, keeps it from catching for longer than anything else. If your worst spirals fit one pattern, this is almost certainly why. When the threat is something you genuinely can't control, and on top of that, something where you're being judged by other people, your system stays revved up the longest of all. The argument you couldn't win, the mistake your boss definitely saw, the thing you can't fix and can't take back. That precise combination is why some nights just refuse to end. And this isn't just a feeling. Researchers pooled 208 separate studies on human stress. The tasks that hit the hardest of all? Uncontrollable ones where you were being judged. Those exact tasks produced the largest stress responses and, crucially, the longest times to recover. Your body holds on because it's still waiting for an all-clear signal that never actually arrives. See, your system is designed to stand down the moment a threat clearly resolves, but you cannot resolve they think I'm an idiot. There's no clean ending, so it just keeps on waiting. So if you replay the unfixable thing on a loop for an hour, that is not you being dramatic, and it isn't you choosing to spiral. Your brake is literally, mechanically, still waiting for the all clear. I need to say this one looking straight at you, because I do this too, every single week. None of this means you're high maintenance, too much or too sensitive, I promise. It means your alarm system is just doing its job a little too well, and if that lands for you, drop me the thought your brain won't let go of. I genuinely read the comments. Okay, so the gas makes sense. The slow brake makes sense. But there's a third part of this machine, and honestly, it's the one that messes with people's heads the most. The detector. It's the little alarm deep in your brain that decides, okay, this is a threat in the very first place. And sometimes that alarm just will not stand down. This is the I'm on edge and nothing is even happening feeling. No danger anywhere in sight. Nothing wrong. And yet you're still scanning the room, still braced for impact. Why? Because the detector fires fast and rough. It flags rough shapes and outlines before your slow, careful thinking brain has even finished looking. It's built for quick, not for careful. When scientists recorded this region directly, with electrodes, it responded to a fearful face in about 74 milliseconds, using only the blurry, low-detail version of what your eyes took in. Fast, but coarse. It is absolutely not reading the fine print. It catches the rough outline, yells, "Danger maybe," at the top of its lungs, and leaves the careful double-check entirely to you. So a coiled-up garden hose can look like a snake for a split second, and you flinch. The detector isn't wrong to flag it. It's doing triage, and a false alarm always beats a missed one. But here's exactly why it stays stuck on for some people. The detector is supposed to learn, see the same harmless thing enough times with nothing bad happening, and it goes, "Oh, that's fine." Except in some brains, it just doesn't quiet down with repetition the way it's meant to. Researchers showed people the very same neutral faces over and over and over again, and watched. In most people, the alarm faded a little each time it learned, but in the more reactive group, it stayed lit, every single time. The detector never got the "okay, you can stand down now" memo. And the part that's supposed to tap the alarm on the shoulder and tell it to stand down, a calm region up front that works like a steadying hand on the panic button, can be running quiet. So when that calming brake up front is running weak, the alarm just stays louder for longer. Not because the alarm itself is broken or faulty, purely because nothing is reaching over and pressing it back down. So always on alert for no reason isn't paranoia, and it isn't a character flaw. It's a detector that never quite learned this particular thing is safe, plus a brake that isn't squeezing hard enough. And this is the whole reframe. Step back and look at all three parts together. The gas works perfectly, the brake works perfectly, and the detector works perfectly too. Not one of them is broken. So your anxiety isn't a malfunction, and it isn't a defect you got handed. It's a smoke alarm, a fully working one that's just been set a little too loud. And a too loud smoke alarm is not a broken smoke alarm, it's a working alarm that goes off at burnt toast. The actual sensing is fine, the sensitivity dial is just cranked way, way up. And that one single word changes absolutely everything. Broken means you throw it out and replace it. Too sensitive means you recalibrate it. One of those is hopeless, the other is just a setting you can change. And the recalibrating part is real. It's not a feel-good line. The detector learns safe by meeting the harmless, scary thing again and again and having nothing bad happen. That's it. That's the whole retraining. So every time you stay in a safe but scary moment one beat longer instead of bolting, you're teaching the alarm something. False alarm. You're quietly, slowly turning that sensitivity dial back down. Now, one honest line, because this channel does not sell you comfortable fairy tales. The alarm can genuinely get worn out under long, grinding, chronic stress. That off switch really does get less responsive over time. The cost of an alarm that never gets to fully reset actually has a name. Researchers describe it as the wear that builds up from a stress response that stays switched on too long after the threat is gone. But even that wear is a load problem, not a permanent defect baked into you. It comes from chronic overload, and the research is clear that it can recover. Take the load off, and the switch comes back. So nothing here, anywhere, is a "you're broken" story. It's a sensitive, hard-working alarm that's been running hot for a while, and an alarm you can patiently retune instead of one you throw out. The racing before you'd even understood it, the buzzing that wouldn't quit afterward, the being on edge over nothing at all. 3 parts of one single system, every one of them quietly doing its job. And if this loosened even one knot in your chest a little, that right there is the whole reason I make these. New one every week, so come find out what else your brain is up to. You're not broken, you're just wired different. I'm Milo.